Welcome back for another video on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and today I'm going to do a shop guide. Now the shops what I'm referring to both refer to the ones where you have to spend real life money to actually buy them, so the very different packs, especially the ones in the mall section. However, I'm also actually going to talk about the ones which you are able to exchange with very different currencies. So if you go to, for example, any of like Recruit, for example, there's this button here which you can then take you to the very different stores, and there are 5 different stores where you can buy not with real life money, but just with the very different currency from different game modes. So I'm also going to cover that as well. Okay, this section will probably be more towards the end of the video. But let's start off with the actual packs, and I'm going to talk about the packs first, purely because even for free-to-play players, there's actually a section where you can get free currency as well. Okay, so if you actually go into the mall section, what you're going to see here is that, for example, if you go to Astro Gem, you will actually see you can get 200 free diamonds by visiting the official top-up center. Okay, so if you actually click on this, what's going to happen is that it will pop up with a web interface, which is basically their store. So basically, rather than buying via Google Play or Apple Store, you can actually purchase very different stuff here. Now, I haven't purchased anything. I'm completely free to play in this game itself right now, at least. But basically, I have experience with this kind of stores before. You buy basically this kind of premium currency, which can then be used to purchase different packs. Okay, so basically, when you actually purchase from here, you get this JoJo note, and JoJo notes which can then be redeemed for various different packs here. Okay, so you don't buy the packs directly; instead, you buy the currency. Now, if we actually go back to here, what you're going to see is that in the free section, there's actually going to stuff you're able to get as well. And you're actually able to get 200 gems, and this seems like every single week as well. So make sure you actually do this. So not just visiting it the first time, but actually come back every single week in order to get this. There's 20 hours remaining as of time of this recording, so definitely try and get this for now. And then obviously there's also other additional benefit, which is that if you just top up any amount, you can also get 2,000 gems. And this seems to actually refresh potentially every single month as well. So that is also actually brilliant if you are actually a spender. So I do probably actually recommend, if you are considering actually paying for things or buying things in this game, then actually do it via the official web store. Okay. Now, in terms of which ones you actually want to buy, if you do want to go here, this one seems to be the most value, then followed up by this one. There is actually also going to be weekly and monthly top-up rewards as well. So basically what I've done is that I'm not sure how often you can buy this, but let's say that you can actually only purchase once. What you can do is, as the very first time, you buy this for 1 week, and that allow you to get this 100 additional JoJo note, and then don't buy anything for that week, and then for the next week you then buy this one, which then if you actually add up the 680 plus the 980, that gives you exactly 1660, and then you're able to get the monthly top up as well. Okay, I'm not sure how often they reset, but let's say if they actually reset every single month, then that should be the best strategy. So basically week 1, basically on one of the week purchase this one, then on different week purchase the other one, and this allows you to get 2 of the weekly top up bonus as well as 1 monthly top up bonus as well. Okay, so this is how you should be purchasing for a top up center. Now, say that you have got those JoJo notes, and what would you actually purchase with them in the game? So normally a good way to tell which packs or deals are really good is to use monthly pass as a benchmark in any kind of gacha game. And the reason for this is monthly pass, they are normally used for long-term investment. You're not expected to get off the resource straight away, and that's kind of why they're so good value for money. Obviously, if you want to get some extra gems straight away as soon as you purchase them, you will go for some of the other packs which can allow you to do that, but they often come at a worse value than the monthly passes. So basically just a trade-off between long-term investment versus short-term gain. And basically if we actually take this as the benchmark, what you then realize if you do of the conversion, that for every $1 you spend on the monthly pass, you can roughly get about 1,000 gems back. So whenever you have any packs or deals that you want to decide whether or not they're good value, just simply take a look at how much gem equivalent that you're able to get. If they are more than 1,000 per dollar, then those are normally good deals. If they're less than 1,000 per dollar, then it will depend on how big is your wallet to see whether or not you want to spend a bit extra for those short-term gain. So with that all being said, let's just quickly go through in ranking order what I personally value is the best deals. So the number one best deal is definitely going to be the starter pack. You literally get a character for free. A character in this game normally takes 60 to pity on the featured or rate up banners. So this by itself is already equivalent to, I don't know, like 12k gems, and you only need to spend $1. So this is the most valuable one. The second most valuable pack, in my opinion, is going to be the super time limited pack. Now, this one, even though the value you see from here is not that much, but you have to bear in mind, as soon as you unlock it, you can then also unlock the next two free sections as well. And in total, if you actually add up all of them, that's already equivalent to 10 ticket, which is 2,000 gems. So once again, this is a lot more valuable than the monthly pack because you literally get 2,000 gems worth from just $1. Then the third best thing you can buy in this game is going to be the value fund. Once again, this is a better value for money because you can actually get roughly about 1.5k gems per dollar spent here, so even more valuable than the monthly pass. Then the fourth thing you should buy are going to be the monthly passes themselves. Those are used for long-term investment. The three I just mentioned earlier, even though they're better value, they're all one-time purchases. So if you actually want something a bit more sustainable, then yes, the monthly passes are going to be the next best thing that you can purchase. Next deal you may be considering buying is going to be the battle pass, and some people may even argue this is actually a better deal than the monthly pass. And the reason for this is that if you actually unlock the standard pass, by the way, you don't want to unlock the deluxe because this one just gives you a cosmetic. So unless you're a bit of a collection person, otherwise you should just go for standard. And for this one, probably for about, I don't know, I want to say $17 or $18, you're able to get one free copy of JoJo's, and also on top of that, you're also able to get 3.7k gems plus 25 tickets. Now, if you actually assume the value of JoJo's as if you need to go full pity at 60 summons, then this could actually add up to about like 1.2k gems per dollar spent, which is even better value than the monthly passes. However, one massive caveat you have to remember here is that getting one copy of JoJo's is different to actually doing 60 summons, because if you're actually doing 60 summons, even if you don't actually get the character early, you would have gotten literally 59 other characters, which could be very valuable SR dupes, especially in early game as well. So that's kind of why I personally don't actually want to assume this to be equivalent to 60 full summon worth of gems because you're losing out on all of those SR characters, etc. So that's kind of why overall I'll probably classify a battle pass to be more or less similar value as a monster pass. And especially if you do actually plan to get JoJo's, then this could be a very good buy for you guys as well. Okay. Then after all of this, the next tier of items that you could consider buying is going to be in the special offer section, and you're going to see three $1 pack. Each one of them is going to give you 5 cards. So one card is equivalent to 200 gems. So all three of those $1 pack are essentially equivalent to 1,000 gems each. So that's similar value to the monthly pass. So those could also be worth picking up as well. And then with all of that, so basically all of the packs I've mentioned so far are the ones which are at least similar value as monthly pass. So those are all worth buying. Anything else are going to be more towards the pay to win section because essentially you're buying or purchasing something for short-term gain rather than long-term investment. But if you still really want to do so, then the next best ones you guys can consider is going to be the daily offer and also special offer weekly pass. Both of them will probably equivalent to about like 800 gems per dollar, so slightly worse than the monthly pass, which is why I would say it's probably more on the pay to win section. But still, if you do have a bit of extra cash, you could consider picking them up as well. And then afterwards, the worst thing you could buy is going to be the ones which are just straight up gems. You do get like a bonus, like a double purchase for very first time you purchase it. But other than that, this are probably some of the worst deal possible. So you try to avoid this unless you're really, really desperate. Okay. So those are all going to be the pay to win section, which you can actually use real life money to get a head start. Now let's talk about all of the free shops that you can actually buy with very different resources, in-game currency. So if we go into all of the 5 shops available here, starting off boss store, you definitely want to save up for the blueprint. I literally cannot find any other place to get blueprint right now in game other than here, and also the monthly pass shop. And monthly pass because that's locked behind paywall, so you definitely want to save up for this blueprint here. Okay. Then the second one is going to be Guild Store, and for this one you want to go for combat recording, and then extreme trial key, and then training voucher. The reason why you don't want to go for the other ones is because you can all get the other ones from elsewhere, where those are kind of a bit more exclusive, especially the training voucher and combat recording. Those are exclusive to Guild Store. Trial keys, those are obviously always nice to have. Then the next one, character store. So for the character store, personally, I am going to recommend you guys buy the limited 50% off on the very different summoning card first, and then afterwards you want to move on the free SSR character. Okay, now the reason why I say you want to go for those first, the cards first, is because early game you do actually want to have a lot of summons, so you can even get those dupes for SR character. Yes, whilst maybe this SSR character is probably slightly more beneficial in value, because if you actually take a look at conversion, this is essentially equivalent to only like 40 cards worth of summoning, so that's actually a really good deal. But you don't want to save up for absolute ages for an SSR character and then kind of stall your progress in the actual game, especially in early game where extra summons to get those SR dupes is just going to be very important, right? So that's kind of why I would personally recommend you guys to pick up those discounted cards first, and then afterwards move on to the SSR characters and also ability. Now, there's also a secondary currency you guys can use in the character store, and that's going to be the basic chip. For this one, once again, you want to go for the summoning cards, and then afterwards, the next one I'm going to recommend is going to be the gallery resources. Okay, the ability for summoning, either ability or leveling up your characters, you get plenty of them early game, so there's no need for you guys to save up on that. Whereas the gallery, those are really important. Okay, so you definitely want to go for this with the purple chips. Then the next one's going to be collectible store. Just save up for the red ones. Okay, it's quite hard to actually get red collectibles in this game, so just save up for that one. And then for the arena store, I personally think the cards, summoning cards, are the only ones worth getting for. Stone of Destiny, previously I just thought it's going to be quite hard to get, and also you can't really reset it without paying any currency. But then I realized you can actually only use this on if you actually have a character with their ability duped up as well. So as a result, this one is kind of locked behind how much summoning you can do actually on the ability. So that's kind of why it makes more sense to actually go for the summoning cards first. And then if you have any spare currency left over, you can then go into the Stone of Destiny.